proudly presents the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Florida Gators. Game 2 here between the Gators and the Gamecocks. Thanks for joining us so much, everybody. My name is Dillon Clark. Another 9:30 a.m. game, but in recent history, morning games on Sunday have not gone too terribly for the Gamecocks. Last time they played on a Sunday morning, they were able to go into Wilmington and beat Coastal Carolina, getting the back-to-back wins in Wilmington. So the Gamecocks find themselves at 6-0 on the season. Florida, after the most recent loss to South Carolina, 4-4. Gamecocks perfect at home, perfect in the division, perfect in the conference. And we had a chance to talk with head coach Alan Sirwa before the game. He said that today, this morning, is a must-win. Otherwise, this weekend is a failure. Those are the coach's words. You can beat one. If you can win the one game, that's great. But if you can't win both games, it doesn't mean quite as much. Sirwa has said the expectation is different this year for this team. It's a much different, much more competent club out there for South Carolina. So naturally, the expectations are higher. They want to be 6-0. They think they should be 6-0. One of the things that factored into the game on Friday night, again, a 9-3 victory for the Gamecocks. Trip Russell getting the win in net. Liam Gormley will be between the pipes this morning for South Carolina. But one of the factors in that win, though they did win 9-3, still some of those 3 goals against, a lot of them caused by turnovers, a bit of sloppy play in the defensive zone for South Carolina, and there were some stages early on they didn't look ready to compete. If you'll remember, the Gators scored 49 seconds into that hockey game, and it looked, at least for the moment, like it was going to go quite differently than it actually did. So the Gamecocks look to start with a bit more jump in their step this morning, a bit more preparedness and willingness to compete and try to close out the weekend here against an SEC rival. One other thing that Alan Sirwa mentioned was that the Gamecocks have been winning by large margins. They're averaging over 7 goals for per game and averaging a little under 3 goals against per game. So the large margin of victory can be a double-edged sword. It's a great confidence boost. The Gamecocks are rolling over opponents for the most part here to start the season. But that can create a sense of complacency when you're used to winning by 3, 4, 5, even 6 goals in the case of Friday night. It can kind of take the edge off of a team. You get used to winning, you don't try as hard, you let things slip, then all of a sudden you're on the receiving end of a 9-3 hockey game. So the Gamecocks looking to not become complacent, to stay competitive and keep their edge, which has allowed them to play at a 6-0 clip to start the season. As we said, Liam Gormley between the pipes tonight for Alan Sirwa's Gamecocks. 2.50 goals against average. He's 2-0. He's got a shutout, the only shutout among Gamecock goaltenders so far this season. And down to our right, Kyler Maruve, 9 goals against just 2 nights ago. The only goaltender that traveled with the Gators for this road trip. So Maruve is the guy, whether they like it or not. Some lineup changes this morning for the Gamecocks. Duncan Hickman is a scratch. He's out of town. That'll allow Hunter Jackal to come into the lineup, just his second game in a Gamecock uniform. Chad Lazine, Duncan Hickman, as we said. Michael Peake, again, the scratches as well. That'll lead to some changes of the defensive pairings. Ryan McGowan will skate with Colin Burke. Avery Pruden and Tyler Oakley remain together. And the bottom pair, Joe Collega on the left side, Parker West on the right. Hunter Jackal will rotate in as that 7th roving defenseman. Just about a minute and a half here until puck drop. We'll step aside, get ourselves straightened out here. And when we come back, it'll be the first period here. South Carolina and the Florida Gators, a Sunday morning hockey game here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to Irmo. Just a few moments away from puck drop here. Game 2 between South Carolina and the visiting Florida Gators. The Gamecocks look to perform a little better on the ice than they did out on the field last night. Gators came into town, into Williams-Brice Stadium, and took a big win away from the Gamecocks there. But tonight, Gamecock hockey looks to continue their winning ways against the Gators. Corey Hawkinson's line with Alex Siegfried and Rob Lawrence on the right side to start out. Colin Burke and Ryan McGowan on the back end. We are down and underway. Good morning, Sunday morning hockey here from the Plex. So glad you could be with us. The Gamecocks begin with an icing and a stoppage right away. Andrew Kaczynski back to play things for Florida, so the faceoff comes all the way back down. 6 seconds in, and it'll come to the left of goaltender Liam Gormley. Talked about Alex Siegfried and Rob Lawrence, the two players in the lineup that were not in it on Friday. A bit of a different look there on the bottom six for Sirois Gamecocks. A long shot redirected off a shin guard in the slot. Kaczynski down low to play it for Florida. Swept along by McGowan. All the way around to the far side boards and Alex Siegfried. With Hawkinson on the rush. Hawkinson couldn't hang on to that puck. He slashes the stick out of the hands of one of the Gator defensemen. And now Siegfried gets sat down before he gets a shot on goal. Gators recontrol. Two teams that do not like each other. If you were with us Friday night, you saw a ton of fights, a ton of hits. Cam Mecca getting tossed from that game for a little dust-up in the corner there with Nicholson. So we knew that'd be a factor, and already some big hits in this one. The aforementioned Cam Mecca, Gamecock captain, team leading 9 goals on the season, circles around, he loses that puck, rolls right off the toe of his stick in the slot area, and the Gamecocks will have to play it all the way back in their own zone. It's Owen Thomas. Thomas with a 3-point night. On Friday, that blue line, Mecca, Thomas, and Egan with 7 points between the three of them. Outstanding offensive production for what is presumably the Gamecocks' top line. Gators now walking the point, turnover here. It is Owen Thomas with Egan and Mecca. Thomas drops one off. Egan the quick shot, just got the blocker there at Kyler Maruve. It hits the glass in behind the goal. As coming down low to play this one is Tyler Oakley. Oakley with Egan, team leader in assists. He's going to dish one off to Owen Thomas, a quick shot. That one ends up in the corner, never got to the goal. Mecca dishes one for Oakley. Point shot, redirected in front, goes all the way up into the netting. And we'll have a stoppage off that deflection play. 18:21 to go, first period. Kyler Maruve tested for the first time, 1 for 1. So by this time on Friday night, we'd already had our first goal of the game. Again, coming off the stick there of Luke Haber. Caldolino and Nicholson getting the assists on that goal. Gamecocks would quickly counter as a point shot here, knocked down in front. Powderly can't corral that rebound. Turning shot from Matt Owen, who got his first goal just 2 nights ago. It ends up in the corner now. Powderly dishes one down low. Ben Smith in the slot area, loose in front. Save made by Maruve, diving back to his left. Gets the glove on the goal line. Couple of outstanding stops there to deny Ben Smith and the Gamecocks. Athleticism early on. We talked about Kyler Maruve being one of the smaller goaltenders that come through Irmo here, but one of the most athletic as well, if not the most athletic. Fantastic lateral movement, and you saw it right there, the desperation save. Keeps us scoreless here. This one played ahead by Luke Haber. Brother Harrison, and now the puck played all the way back around near side, dished on back to the point there where it can be handled by Logan Hinton. Down low. Back to the point. Sent one on goal. Knocked down in front. They gone off the shin guard of Haber. Gamecocks try to trip this one back out. It dribbles there over the red line. Wheeled back in there for Matt Owen. Now Ian Powderly shovels one in the backhand. Fresh from the bench, Gators wind this one up. Near side. Taken by Carr. And a big collision there with Joe Collega. Taken over here by Julian Reese. Had a couple of assists. He teams up with Mike Bolger for the umpteenth time on Friday night. Talk about dynamic duos. Cam Mecca and Ronan Egan come to mind. Mike Bolger and Julian Reese, certainly that second one. The Gamecocks shuffling their lines here, as we said. Usually Chad Lazine playing the right side with Bolger and Reese. For the last 2 games, it's been Luke Rudman. And that trio has been working out pretty well. Rudman a goal and an assist on Friday night. Couple of goals by Mike Bolger, couple of assists for Julian Reese. Some rookies and a sophomore playing pretty well here together throughout the first 6 and now 7 games for the Gamecocks. As this one played ahead to Bolger, 2-on-1, sends one across, Reese takes the shot, big save, Maruve again. He got the blocker across. 2 or 3 unbelievable saves here for Kyler Maruve. Outstanding start for the goaltender. Now a turnover in the slot there. Loose in the slot area. Oh, and an open net couldn't be capitalized on there by Harrison Haber. Brilliant defensive work by Hunter Jackal. Liam Gormley lost his net. Finally back in the crease now. Chances at both ends here. This game trying to open up early. Bolger chips one ahead off the dasher. Gets past Kaczynski. Now it's Reese with Rudman on his way to the net. Reese kind of flubs that one. It's loose in the slot here as Burke sends one just a few feet to the left of goaltender Kyler Maruve. Bouncing puck over the stick of Nicholson back. Touched up by Hunter Jackal. Icing is called. Talked about Connor Nicholson and Cam Mecca getting that little dust up on Friday night. Both men were given the game. And only about 9 minutes left in the third period when that happened. But typically in a game misconduct situation, players will be given suspensions and not eligible to play in the next game. But such is not the case tonight as we have Mecca and Nicholson in the lineup. The officials calling that game pretty closely. You know, anything goes at that point. You could breathe on a guy and you were getting sent to the penalty box. So I think the officials took that into consideration, and so we've got Mecca and Nicholson in the lineup tonight. Meanwhile, Lawrence gets sent down hard in behind the Gator goal. And Corey Hawkinson, a delayed penalty after that hit. Interference to Corey Hawkinson. The Gamecocks will be short-handed for the first time tonight. Just a little under 4 minutes into this one. Gators will go to the first power play. They go 0 for 4 last night. Gamecock penalty kill clicking at 91.8% on the season. They'll get another opportunity here. So the face-off down to our left here. Logan Hinton to take the face-off for the Gators and now wave back out. He'll retreat back to the point here. So instead, that brings in Brennan Carey to take the face-off. Perhaps not. Third time's a charm here. Connor Nicholson able to win the drawback after some confusion. Back to the point now, across for Hinton. Takes the shot, and that one sails wide. Taken out of the corner here by Harrison Habert. Dodges away there from Julian Reese. It's taken here by Nicholson at the goal line. Back out to the point. Nicholson receives along the half wall. Takes a look. Back to the point again. Long shot kicked off the skate of Tyler Oakley. And he'll able to one-hand this one out towards neutral territory. Puck played off the official. Luke Rudman has to double back to get it. He kicks it up to his stick. But a turnover there as Hinton was ready. Gators regrouping here. Brennan Carey circles at his own blue line. Comes over center red, avoids Julian Reese, takes it out to the far side. Long shot ends up in behind the goaltender Gormley. Minute 13 to go. On the 2-minute minor to Corey Hawkinson. An interference call. Long shot from the point. Redirected in front. Gormley made the save. Seals it on the post, and the net comes off. Stoppage here with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. Big save there by Gormley. His first true test of this hockey game. Does a good job getting back and sealing that goal post off. A little bit too good of a job there as he kicks that net off its moorings. So the Gator power play moving the puck exceptionally well so far. Off the draw, it comes back now. Sent down for Haber. Back out at the point in the skates. Too far for Mike Bolger. Haber's going to have to work with that one, but Bolger chips it out on the backhand as far as center ice. Kaczynski goes down to play that one. Haber all the way back. An interception, turnover. Rob Lawrence the shot. Kyler Maruve the save. Brilliant forechecking short-handed there by Rob Lawrence. Looking to make a name for himself as he gets back into the lineup tonight. Outstanding save there by Kyler Maruve, and it remains scoreless here. 44 seconds to go on the Corey Hawkinson minor. Offensive zone faceoff coming up here to these short-handed Gamecocks. Bolger out there with Lawrence. Hunter Jackal getting some penalty kill time alongside Colin Burke, two of the larger and more imposing Gamecock defenders. No surprise they're out there to kill this one. Kaczynski on the cross-ice breakout. Waiting at the blue line, sent across there. Harrison Haber, quick shot just wide past the blocker of Gormley. Hinton going to backhand this one back on goal. Gormley gets the glove on top and another stoppage. Gamecocks so far able to break up the Gator rush here on the power plays. Bolger's going to pick this one out. One man against two back. Bolger into the zone, just avoids a big shoulder check. He's still got the puck. Sends one back in behind the goal. Rob Lawrence can't touch it up there. 16 to go on the Gamecock penalty. Bolger continues to be a pest, shorthanded for South Carolina. Gators can't gain the zone. They'll just flick this one in. On to get it, Brennan Carey. He goes against Colin Burke, and Burke wins the one-on-one battle. Out as far as center ice, and that will free Corey Hawkinson. He heads right to the bench. Ronan Egan steps on the direct switch. Burke's going to have to hustle back here. Gets that puck away from Harrison Haber, but Haber plays it on back down below the goal line for Hinton. Far side corner, Jackal. Bolger having some trouble handling that one, and out as far as center, it's Rob Lawrence. Lost that puck, flipped back into Gamecock territory. Burke, the restart for Egan. Can't hang on to it. Gets it, backhands it in for Owen Thomas. 3 points last night, as this puck just drifting in on goal. Gloved and held there by Maruve. So the Gamecocks remain perfect on the penalty kill, at least against Florida. At some point, you got to imagine the Gamecocks will get a power play. They went 2 for 7 last night, though they are just 15% on the season, as a long shot is able to be played with the stick there of Maruve. He'll cover again for another faceoff. It's still early on enough in the season, though, that 15% on the power play, which would typically be alarming for most teams, it's to be expected here. The Gamecocks haven't had a ton of time on the power play as this puck goes out off the glove of Parker West. So a neutral zone faceoff will ensue. And by that same token, as the low power play percentage is expected to increase, that high penalty kill percentage, the numbers would dictate that at some point that's going to sink down below 91%. Gators dump this one back in behind Gormley. Icing waved off. Ryan McGowan to start things out. Sidestepping a couple of Gators here, and Ryan McGowan picks up some speed through center. On now. Egan's shot goes high and wide. Out of the corner, it bounces back. Gators bring it on as far as center. Pass across, no one home. Taken by Parker West. Slap back out. Past Nicholson. Egan now for Thomas. In the slot. Takes a shot. Big blocker save by Maruve. Maruve's been active with that blocker so far in this first period. Thomas has taken a couple of solid shots, and Maruve beating him each time. Now with this one, Nick Bellinger backhands this one back. Avery Pruden puts the glove down to stop that puck and advance it on to Parker West. West's pass sneaks past Owen Thomas, goes down low to the goal line, tries to curl and drag there, couldn't get around Kaczynski. Is now slow to get up in behind the play is Nicholson. Gators will feather this one back in near side corner. Pruden going to let this go to Oakley. Pruden gets it back here. Under 12.5 to go, first period, scoreless hockey game. Icing called here on that late touch. They'll rule that Ian Powderly touched it in front of the goal, or the red line rather. So another offensive zone face-off forthcoming for the Gators. Hinton on with Carey and Harrison Haber. The three that have caused perhaps the most headaches for South Carolina in this one. Off the icing, they'll send Ben Smith off. They'll rule that he had stepped on to replace Owen Thomas just before that puck went down for the icing. As now roaring ahead is Ian Powderly. He's held off the puck there by Brennan Carey. Powderly sent down in a heap. The puck drifting back out at the blue line, kept in by Pruden. But off that turnover, the Gators will have an opportunity to restart. This puck off the shaft of Ian Powderly's stick. Controlled now by Matt Owen, brought on to the far side here. Down low. Spinning backhanded pass intended for Powderly, broken up instead by Hinton. He'll play this one ahead. It's held in by Tyler Oakley. Oakley in front. Ben Smith all alone. Tries the open net. Past Matt Owen. Scores! Brilliant passing play by the Gamecocks. They get on the board first. It's 1-0 South Carolina. Matt Owen's second goal in as many games. Looking like Ben Smith will be credited with his third assist on the season. Ian Powderly perhaps on the second one. Nope, Tyler Oakley. So a 1-0 start for South Carolina. Back in their own zone, Joe Collega to restart there. The breakout pass couldn't go quite the Gamecocks' way. Luke Rudman played in now, and from the point, Hunter Jackal. Rudman down low for Bolger. Circling out at the half wall. Skates back towards Jackal, hands him the puck. And that one shot there off the skates and comes all the way back out where Joe Collega has to recontrol. Collega, watched by Carey, uses the glass. It escapes Bolger. Played back in from center. This time off the stick of Aiden Maruve and through for Julian Reese down the right side. Makes a nice move here. Reese cutting in on goal, sends one just through the goal mouth. Past Kyler Maruve's goal stick. Turnover there at the blue line. Reese galloping back towards center ice to play it. Button hooks back in front of his defenseman. Give and go there attempted with Luke Rudman. Goes off a skate, and the loose puck will finally be picked up by Luke Haber and sent in back behind Gormley. Couple of brother combos here. Luke and Harrison Haber, and now a shot off the outside of the cage. And Kyler and Aiden Maruve for the Gators. Now Julian Reese picks up some speed here through the neutral zone with Rudman. Bolger joining the play. Now instead Siegfried. Long shot, glove save. So another face-off here. And some solid opportunities being created there by Bolger and chiefly Julian Reese. But Maruve and the Florida defense able to shut down quite a few grade A opportunities there. Off the draw through a sea of legs. Finally pops back up in the air. Underneath to get it is Corey Hawkinson. Goal and an assist Friday night. From the point, McGowan's shot goes off a leg in front. And now down low is Colin Burke. Bodied off the puck. Gators chip this one out. Taken on ahead by Luke Haber here. Siegfried won't make it easy for him, and a delayed penalty called here against Siegfried. He'll go sit 2 for hooking. So the Gamecocks find themselves shorthanded again. One for one on the penalty kill so far. Gators will have another opportunity on their power play. They will tap the usual suspects. John Codolino and Andrew Kaczynski on the back end here for the Gators. Julian Reese steps in to take this faceoff. Hinton able to win it over, and now across for Kaczynski. Point shot goes wide. Taken now far side in Carey. Brennan Carey from the goal line. Codolino at the point, back for Carey there as he blows a tire. And now Bolger takes over shorthanded. Julian Reese couldn't hang on to that pass. Bolger and Reese shorthanded are as dangerous as they are at even strength. Reese a couple of shorthanded goals on the season. And now Kaczynski headmans this puck. Big hit at center ice. Avery Pruden sends a man down. Now an odd man rush. Saucer pass through the crease. Hinton looking to connect with Carey as finally rejoining the play. Harrison Haber after he was rocked, and now another big hit. Julian Reese bowls over Codolino. Near side, Haber off the skate of Pruden. Still on the power play. The Gators chip this one back down low. Minute 12 remaining. Tyler Oakley plays this one away from Hinton. All the way down, and a line change for all 4 Gamecock penalty killers. Couple of big hits here. Gamecocks not afraid to step up and lay a little body here, even though they are shorthanded. Gators having some trouble breaking this one out. Kaczynski sends this one back. A nice move between the wickets of Ronan Egan, that time behind the stick of Harrison Haber. A turnover there, and Egan plays it back in for Captain Cam Mecca. Brennan Carey plays it instead. Button hooks around his net, drops it off, and now Hinton has some space. Plays it on to Haber. Over center red, avoids being hit that time. Colin Burke gave him a mean look as they'll send this puck all the way back down. Stopped by the goal stick of Kyler Maruve. Under 20 seconds to go on the hooking minor to Alex Siegfried. So the Gators break it back in. One last chance here on the odd man opportunity. Shut down there, lofted back out by Ronan Egan. And time expires. Alex Siegfried is released. Gamecocks, perfect still on the penalty kill, rather. Breaking back in, Brennan Carey tries to sidestep Burke, gets put down for it. Egan off the dasher, played back in, behind the goaltender Gormley. Under 7.5 to go here, first period. Gamecocks with a 1-0 lead, thanks to the Matt Owen goal off a broken play in front of the Maruve goal. Nicholson to play things here for Florida, racing across. Chips one too far there, and now a collision in front. That one goes past the stick of Jake Dima. Loose to the right of Maruve. He'll sprawl out to his right to play that puck. Get a stoppage there. The stick of Rob Lawrence was hungry for a goal there, but he will be denied one more time by Maruve. Hawkinson steps in. Nicholson wins the draw instead. So the Gators with possession from their own zone. A big collision behind the goal. Rob Lawrence again. Lawrence stirring the pot against Vanderbilt a couple of weekends ago. He was thrown out of the game for fighting. Not afraid to mix things up. Hawkinson's backhander knocked down on the way. It still gets into the goal equipment of Maruve. He'll cover for another face-off here. Again, we talked about the rebound control of Kyler Maruve. He doesn't have a lot of rebounds. Most of the pucks just kind of stick to him. And now that wasn't a shot that would typically generate a large rebound, but anytime your goaltender can hang on to the puck for you and not generate a second opportunity for the opposition, that's a tick in the positive column. As now back out comes the Gator offense here in Bellinger. Played across now, far side half wall. Ben Smith has to pull it out of his feet there. Joe Collega tries to poke one through for Matt Owen, but instead taken by Nichols, and the Gators restart. On the counterattack, Michael Coletta. Nicholson breaking in, nice move into the slot, takes the shot, Gormley makes the save, the net is off. And the face-off will come outside. Solid move there by Nicholson. A little bit of contact there, some words between Smith and Nicholson. The net came off. Gormley made the save. And so play continues at a 1-0 hockey game. We saw a couple of times in Friday night's contest contact with the goaltender, except it was on the other side of the ice. Kyler Maruve given a rough ride a couple times, and I believe it was Ben Smith who was the maker of that contact. Maruve shaken up for a little while, but he stayed in the game and has performed admirably so far here this morning. As Luke Rudman controls from behind, that pass escapes all three Gamecocks who were looking for it. And so Tyler Oakley burning back to get this puck. Picks it up, sends one through for Rudman. Off the dasher instead, Reese bumps Kaczynski there. Played back by Nichols. And now Julian Reese controls at center ice. Off the near side boards, Reese picks it up. On sides, long shot goes wide. Comes back to the point here, and Tyler Oakley sends one back down over the boards. Rudman after it against Kaczynski. Kaczynski wins that battle here for Florida. Gators breaking back out with some speed. It's Aiden Maruve. Chips one back past Mike Bolger. Takes a rough hit into the glass there. And Oakley off the restart again. Nice little bump pass there. Luke Rudman taps one free for Julian Reese. Gathering speed down the right side. Cuts into the slot. On his backhand. Sends one on goal. Big save Maruve. And again, off the rebound. I think Reese got a second touch on that one. And Maruve shut him down twice here. 5:09 to go in the first period. It remains 1-0 South Carolina. We will have the shots for you here in a little bit. Most likely after the first period has come to a conclusion. One of the things we weren't able to get for you last night was the shots. Again, record keeping is a little spotty here sometimes. So in the slot, this puck dribbles all the way back out past Ryan McGowan. He had a handful of assists in last night's contest. 7 points on the season for the rookie McGowan. As a turnover here, the puck picked up by Hinton. Tries to move it through the skates of Burke. He does, but he can't get in after it as Burke stood him up afterwards. Owen Thomas, that one comes off the skate of Egan. Gamecock defenders have to improvise here as Hinton strips Burke of control. Takes it behind the net. The wraparound attempt loose in the slot. It's finally taken back the other way as Cam Mecca joining the rush now. Owen Thomas. Mecca fills in that right wing lane. Sends one through the net. And another save there by Maruve. A little saucer pass. Mecca trying to get that puck to land flat there for Owen Thomas to have a chance to one-time it in. Brilliant play in theory. The execution just a hair off. And so Maruve was able to get his body across and make the save. So Mecca settles in for another face-off, able to win it back here for Egan. He controls, rides the circle, and sends it back on for Joe Collega, whose point shot thunders wide. Hunter Jackal pinching in, couldn't beat his man to the puck, and now Joe Collega going to have to race back here against Haber. Drops it off for Owen Thomas. Tries to avoid Hinton here. A couple of 27s coming together in that South Carolina corner. And reversing is Cam Mecca, exploding out of the Gamecock zone. Down the left side now. Mecca races in, moves to the backhand, almost a nice chance there. And that one shut down effectively by Hinton. Big hit at open ice by Collega. Haber still able to keep his feet. And Egan sends this puck on through. Hunter Jackal's going to have to step up. Off the turnover there, Jackal backhands this one. A bouncer gets past the skates of Cam Mecca. So the Gators re-control here. Sent back in behind Avery Pruden here. 3:30 to go, first period. Matt Owens' goal, the only one on the board. South Carolina with a 1-0 lead. Far side, Siegfried here with some speed. Hawkinson was offsides. So the face-off will come outside, right in front of that Gator bench. After tonight, the Gamecocks will go on the road. They'll close out the month of October in Knoxville against the Volunteers, a team they have not had a lot of experience with over the last few seasons. But now Hawkinson trying to dangle his way through on the far side, shut down there, brought back ahead. Speed here for Michael Coletta. Sends one on goal. Gormley easily makes the stop there. Tyler Oakley circling. Sends one to the breakout pass for Alex Siegfried as this one played there off the stick of Nicholson into the Gator bench, and so another face-off. Lots of brief play here. We'll go end-to-end for about 90 seconds or perhaps even less. And then some sort of whistle will occur. So after the offsides, Matt Owen able to win that neutral zone face-off. Oakley across for Pruden, shoveled back in. Kaczynski plays that one. It came right into his chest. But now off the turnover. Ben Smith falling down. Regathers himself as the puck pops up to Avery Pruden. Slap back in. Smith has to touch up. He does. And he goes right back to working on the forecheck. This one sent up the near side wall. Oakley goes down. Puck still loose underneath him somewhere. Played ahead there from Matt Owen. Intended breakout pass wouldn't connect. Ben Smith kind of fans on that one, but Parker West able to come back and recover for South Carolina. Smith on the one-touch pass, intended for Powderly. Long shot goes wide. Gormley kind of turned that stick to its backhand there and almost created a little bit of a dangerous situation for him there. That shot redirected. The pass goes into the glass, as does Parker West. Haber takes one, and that one goes off the skates of Tyler Oakley. As Hinton now gains control again for the Gators. The puck drifts out towards center. Kaczynski has to pick it up. Plays with it a little bit there and sends it in once he gains the blue line. Parker West for Ian Powderly. In some danger, so we'll send it back down low. Miscommunication there between the defenseman and his winger. As Bolger steps on now for South Carolina. Sidesteps a man, leaves the zone, sends a pass off the dasher. Matt Owen chips it in, heads for the bench. Ian Powderly decides to double back too. Intercepted at the blue line by Julian Reese, but he couldn't hang on to it here as we approach the 92nd mark of period number one. It's Hinton trying to dangle his way into the slot. Gormley sticks out the goal stick there, able to get a glove on top of it for another face-off here. Minute 28 to go in the first. The end-to-end action continues as Nick Peters looks on from the corner there for South Carolina. Still waiting for that ankle injury to completely heal. He obviously wanted to play in these games, but again, as Coach Sirwa put it, Gamecocks need him in February a little bit more than they do in October. As this puck brought on now by Ryan McGowan, who steps in for the injured Peters. Sends one on goal, a redirect in front, loose puck. Bolger got to it just a step too late. Held in at the goal, blue line there by Luke Rudman. Sends one on goal, knocked down in front, Hinton. And it's backhanded out there. Solid play by Jake Dima. Stepping underneath now is Parker West. Doubles back, taken into the boards, and the puck swept on and across here. Too far for Ryan McGowan. Inside a minute to play. Perhaps another rush here for South Carolina. Julian Reese chips this one out on the backhand. Swatted down there. Solid hand-eye by Logan Hinton. It's played back past Rudman and intercepted, though. Julian Reese in the slot. Gators draped all over him. Solid play by Kyler Maruve to come out and poke that puck away. Hinton will counterattack here for the Gators. Big hip check by Joe. Collega removes Hinton of control. And now Collega's got the puck. He's starting this rush out for South Carolina. Far side, Bolger takes one, and it's knocked down on its way to the goal there. Loose puck there. Save made Maruve. He's able to get the pad there. I don't think he saw it until the last second there. He denies Julian Reese for about the third or fourth time this period. So with 16 seconds to go, one last offensive zone opportunity for South Carolina to double up here on the Gators. Otherwise, we will head into our first intermission. Deadlocked. Well, not deadlocked, but the Gamecocks on top 1-0. For what will most likely be the last time this period, Gators win the faceoff. Send one around near side. In that left wing corner there, Owen Thomas after it. Tries to center one, but nobody home for South Carolina. The Gators will just try to run the clock out. Big hit there by Owen Thomas. As Brian Owen never even heard him coming. Thomas decides to get one last big shot in, and that'll do it. The first 20 minutes are in the books here. South Carolina on top, 1-0. Thanks to that goal from Matt Owen at the 11:31 mark. So the players will head to the locker room, and we will step aside here. We'll be back with you in a little while here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. All right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. I'm joined now by Matt Owen. Matt, 2 goals in 2 games for you. What's kind of been the difference over the last 2 starts?
You know, like line mates feeding me well, and getting lucky. It's good.
So 1-0 after 20 minutes. It's been a bit of a different pace out there, not quite as fast as the Friday night game. But how do you overcome that? It's a little bit different pace out there, but it's the same opponent.
Definitely a little slower, morning game compared to Friday night. But I mean, we're still gotta keep going. Still same opponent, still big SEC game. So we're gonna keep going for the next 40.
You ended Friday night with a 6-goal lead. You're playing a little bit different here with a 1-goal lead as opposed to a 6-goal lead. What's the message in the locker room from Coach Surwa in between this first and second period?
It's early. We gotta keep going. We got limited turnovers, and if we limit the turnovers, cleaner passes coming out, we'll definitely get more chances going forward.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
That's it. We'll step aside when we come back. Second period here from Irmo on the Capital City Sports Network. Welcome back. Just about to start period number 2 here from the Plex. Gamecocks on top, 1-0. Goal by Matt Owen back at the 11:31 mark of the first period. The lone tally so far in this one. Hawkinson's line to start out in the second period for the Gamecocks. Hinton and company on for the Gators. Gamecocks move right to left to start this second period. Colin Burke going to throw that one in behind the goal of Kyler Maruve. Rob Lawrence takes a hit, sends the puck free for Corey Hawkinson. Spinning away at the goal line. Loose in front, Maruve gets the glove on top. And a whistle just 16 seconds in. Brings back a faceoff. Similar to the start we had in the first period. A little bit of free play, some stoppages quickly. And so off the draw, the puck comes back to Ryan McGowan. Rising shot, redirected on the way. Alex Siegfried couldn't tuck it home. That puck just a few inches past the toe of his stick. Below the goal line, Corey Hawkinson emerges with the puck on his backhand into the slot area, fighting off checks and sticks. And so finally, Brennan Carey works things free for the Gators. He's got some speed working down the wing. Going in on goal, evades Gormley there. Taken into the boards and going down now is Hawkinson. The puck comes free to Alex Siegfried, who gets bowled over, but he got rid of the puck. Delayed icing. McGowan hustling back, beats it out. Great hustle there by the defenseman for South Carolina. On the far side there. Hinton battles for it with Hawkinson, who's been on for a bit of an extended shift here. Ryan McGowan comes back, pinching down low. Now the puck wrapped back out. Can't be held in by Owen Thomas. And drifting all the way back out for Colin Burke. You'll notice a number of these players, Owen Thomas among them, with the pink tape still on their sticks. Pink the rink night on Friday. And that 9-3 victory over these Gators. 397 rather on hand for that one, beating the, so far, what the season record was, 304 for the home opener against Vanderbilt. Usually those are numbers reserved for Clemson in the past few years, but as Gamecock hockey becomes more popular and Liam Gormley fights that shot off, you see more and more people come to the rink on a more regular basis, though Sunday morning is a bit of an exception for that one. Cam Mecca drags one through defender, going in on goal, he sends it just wide. Cam Mecca pulls another trick out of his hat and almost tucks one in behind Maruve. Breakout pass here for the Gators. Through center, Nick Bellinger pulls up, sends one on goal. Gormley makes a save. He has a little trouble with the rebound. But the puck comes now to Owen Thomas. Ronan Egan now on for Oakley into the near side. Cam Mecca down the left wing. Mecca sends one into the slot area. Kicked out, rebound, picked up. He scores! Ronan Egan goes bar down. The Gamecocks double up. It's 2-0. Ronan Egan, his 5th goal of the season. He was credited with one last night. Looked like it may have gone off of Cam Mecca at the time, but second goal in as many games for Egan, the Pennsylvanian and the sophomore. Cam Mecca will get an assist on that one, as well as Tyler Oakley. Oakley's second helper of the game. And so the Gamecocks strike a little bit earlier in this period than they did their lone tally back in the first period. Mecca gets on the score sheet. His point scoring streak continues to 7 games, but he will need a goal to continue that goal streak. 8 goals through 6, now into his 7th game here, still looking for that goal. He came close there early on. As the puck now taken and twirled back by Ian Powderly. Takes a shot, Maruve right on into that Gator crest. And a face-off ensuing here with 17:11 to go in the second period. Ian Powderly generating opportunities. He's not exactly the fastest skater, but he just has that aura about him. Powderly able to dip and duck his way in between defensemen. It's not a shot against Powderly. It's just when you see him skate, he doesn't stand out in that manner. But he's just elusive. He's just got that elusive quality about him. He can dip and dive in between defenders at will sometimes as Matt Owen's stick goes flying across the ice. Now Kaczynski stepping up here for the Gators. The defenseman takes a shot. It goes there, redirected off the stick of Joe Collega. Up and over the netting for a face-off here to the left. And glove side of Liam Gormley. Kaczynski, one of the larger and more mobile defensemen for the Gators, but that's the first time tonight that we've seen him really step up on the rush like that. Offensive zone draw, one back by the Gators. It is Kaczynski, the point shot. Redirected into the corner, working back out with it now. Owen Thomas on and ahead for Bolger. Can't be held on to there by Julian Reese, rather, as a puck shoveled back in, chipped into the neutral zone. And now back a 2-on-1 develops here. Bolger with Reese down the left side, and a shot save made Maruve again. Julian Reese down that left wing. Bolger on the right with the puck. Bolger looking to send one up and over the glove there, and he's getting it from the Gamecock bench right now. They want to know why he didn't pass the puck. Bolger and Reese teaming up on every time one of them gets in the score column, you tend to see the other one right there with him. Gamecocks win that offensive zone draw. Collega and Parker West out there. West has to whack that puck down with a stick, and it comes near side. Collega, he gets beaten. Bolger coming back to fill in for him. And now Huber back out for the Gators. Left wing, backhand shot, save made by Gormley. The rebound sitting right there. Gormley had to make another save. Gormley's having a little bit of trouble with his rebound so far in this second period. That was a pancake sitting right out there in the slot for the Gators. Collega, his breakout pass intercepted. The Gamecocks going to have to bunch up on that far wall there. Pass back, intercepted. And now back out with some speed down the far side. Julian Reese. Bolger joins him. Nice move by Reese in the slot. Takes a shot, and Maruve stops that one as well. Covered only briefly, but long enough for a face-off here with 15:52 to go in the second. Shots through the first 20 minutes here. The Gamecocks outshot Florida 10-5. And now they double up their score here to make it 2-0. Considerable amount of time remaining here in this hockey game. Hit from the point, Ryan McGowan. Rob Lawrence in the neutral zone. Shot off the boards right in front of the Gator bench. Hunter Jackal takes a man into the boards. The clearing attempt there, Rob Lawrence comes back to get it. Lawrence away from Nicholson, in behind the goal, has to make a quick decision there before Michael Coletta gets to him. One of the Gators blows a tire, the other one sends it back in. Off the glove of McGowan. Liam Gormley was committed to going back and playing that puck. Fortunately for him, it took a bounce wide of the net as McGowan rifles this one off the glass and all the way back down. Lawrence beats out the icing. Good hustle there by the freshman. Rob Lawrence, Corey Hawkinson, Alex Siegfried. Siegfried creates a turnover, sends one on goal, rebound loose in the slot. Lawrence reaching back for that one, he just couldn't get the shot off in time. All the way back down, it's picked up by McGowan. He'll use the glass again, it's held in this time. Played that back down low for Ryan Williams. In neutral territory, Nicholson, watched closely by Lawrence. Breakout pass too far for Alex Siegfried to intercept, so McGowan sends it across for Jackal. Jackal, the 7th defenseman tonight for South Carolina, sends one across too far for McGowan. And so Siegfried just has to shovel this one all the way back down ice. And back to beat the icing again. Owen Thomas, 14.5 to go in this second period. Thomas cycles down low for Hawkinson. From the bench is Mecca. Filling in that slot lane, trying to get a loose pass. But Mecca gets it along the far side here. It's Owen Thomas back down low. Nicholson, Thomas beats him for it. Tries to curl around, and this time it drifts on back for Tyler Oakley to hold at the point. Sends one on goal, redirected on the way. Off the stick of Hawkinson, it goes wide, but Hawkinson gets it down below the goal stripe. Battling there, the puck comes free to Pruden. Tries to send it back for Cam Mecca. It drifts all the way too far there as Tyler Oakley restarts from his own zone. Short shift there. Corey Hawkinson finally off the ice. Now roaring back is Oakley. In behind his goaltender. Taking to task there, and a quick shot save made by Gormley. That one off the tape of Luke Haber. Down low on the backhand, that pass intercepted. Chris Broski's pass picked off by Pruden. And now Mecca roars back for South Carolina. Mecca down the far side, centering pass there. Ronan Egan couldn't get his stick in front of him. Solid defensive play there by Dunn. Luke Haber, and the centering pass Off to the far side, picked up by Mecca. In the slot area, 4 Gators around him. The puck comes back to Oakley. Has some trouble with it. Lets one go. Delayed penalty. Gormley to the bench. Pruden. Center point. Fakes the shot. Goes back down low. Intended for Smith. He's going to get on his horse and get in after it. He gets the puck. Mecca now. 6 attackers on for South Carolina. At the point, it's Oakley. Center. All the way across for Pruden. Pruden doubles back. Watch closely there. Loses the puck, though. Intercepted by Haber. He's going to take a look at the open net. Won't hit it. And he'll receive some words of most likely not encouragement from the Gamecock bench. And so, Gators find themselves shorthanded for the first time tonight. In the penalty box, John Codolino, wearing number 24 for the Gators. He's booked on a slashing. First power play of the night for South Carolina. Two for 7 last Friday night. It feels like it wasn't that long ago. That's why I keep saying Friday night. It was Friday night. That's why I keep saying last night. Well, you get the point. Gamecock still on the power play here. Minute 37 to go on it. Powderly in the slot. Lets one go. Knocked down by Kaczynski. Turning shot. Loose on the way. This one played back. Powderly to Burke. Walking in. Sending one. He felled a couple of Gators with that shot. Powderly back on now for Parker West. Back for Hawkinson. Sends one, and it's redirected out of play. And so we have another stoppage. Got a bit of a receiving word here. Again, the Gators wearing some different jersey numbers. Brennan Carey's wearing 42 tonight rather than 23. John Codolino is wearing 24. Codolino in the penalty box right now. And so off the draw, a minute 14 to go here for South Carolina. Joe Collega working the power play. Coach Sirois said the Gamecocks have a bunch of guys that can work the power play in the back end. There's really no one on D that can't play the power play. So in the absence of Duncan Hickman, we see some new personnel across the blue line for South Carolina. 1 minute exactly remaining on the slashing minor to John Codolino. Neutral zone face-off upcoming here for South Carolina. So off the draw, the puck taken in by Luke Rudman. Hunter Jackal on and across to the near side, Joe Collega. Mike Bolger circling back top of the circle, sends one across there, received by Jackal. Center point, Collega. One-time shot there, just over the head of Kyler Maruve. Mike Bolger a little frustrated with himself. That was a heater coming off the stick of Bolger. He brings it in, sends one across between the wickets of Julian Reese. Picked up there by the defenseman Hunter Jackal. Back on now for Reese, walking the line, sends one redirected on the way. Loose puck in front. Bit of an awkward bounce off the glass there. Fortunate bounce for South Carolina. Kaczynski whacks that all the way down the ice and gets the clear. So the Gamecocks will have to restart. Julian Reese skates out past Logan Hinton. Loses that puck for a second. Rudman can't play it to him, so Hunter Jackal's going to have to pick it up. And the Gators kill off their first penalty of the night. 0 for 1 to the Gamecock power play. Kaczynski near side sends one back down below the goal line for an icing. 10:30 to go in the second period. Gamecocks still holding on to a 2-0 lead, though they could not add to it. Off the draw. Egan can't win it. Kaczynski sends one across for Hinton. Cleared out of the zone there. Swiping at it is Avery Pruden. Coming across to pick it up is Harrison Haber. He's got some speed with Hinton breaking towards the goal. Centering pass there, cut off by Egan. Solid defensive play by the Gamecock center. That'll spring Mecca down the near side. Drops it off. Thomas in the slot. That one a solid block by Ryan Williams. The puck goes into the corner. As does Owen Thomas, as does Ronan Egan. Egan taken to it there. Parker Mara Stable guns him to the boards, 32 in black. And so Owen Thomas wins that battle. Tries to get it through the official skates. Owen Thomas slips a little bit there and goes down a second time. Thomas is shaken up on the play. Back to one knee. We'll get a cross-checking call here against the Gators. Kaczynski disagrees, but he'll have 2 minutes to go think about it. 9:47 to go, second period. Owen Thomas back to his feet. Second opportunity on the power play here for South Carolina. Gators had 2 power play opportunities in the first. Gamecocks didn't have any. Gamecocks have had 2 power play opportunities here in the second. The Gators haven't had any. Off the draw, Parker West, center point. Ben Smith collects himself in the slot. A delayed call. No, play continues. Looks like Parker West got tripped up there, as now racing back is Nicholson. Ben Smith as well. Makes a nice defensive play. Now he's going to have to gather himself and come all the way back down 200 feet to our left. Parker West drops it off for Powderly. Sidesteps him in, goes back down low to the goal line and underneath. Powderly feeds Parker West. Wants to send it across for Colin Burke, and he does. Burke at 6'5", sees the ice pretty well, sends it down low for Corey Hawkinson. Doubles off a check there. Parker Mara wrestles that puck away from here. Nichols able to get this puck out as far as Mara. Mara breaking in shorthanded here. Makes a nice move against Parker West. In the slot area, all alone. Big save there. They score instead. Looked like Gormley got a piece of it. A shorthanded goal here for the Gators. It's 2-1. And so the Gamecocks will have to go back to the drawing board here on the power play. Just the angle there. It looked like Gormley got his glove over as Parker West got sidestepped on that one. Connor Nicholson from Parker Mara on that one. Cam Mecca bringing it back. Trying to get things restarted here for South Carolina. Intercepted. Now a shorthanded opportunity again. Back the other way for the Gators. Tyler Oakley shuts that one down promptly. Sends it up and ahead for Owen Thomas. He'll drop this one off. Pruden has a chance. Takes a shot. May have been a blocker save there by Kyler Maruve. Center ice in Mecca. Drifting back, captain trying to lead his team to a power play goal and avenge that shorthanded opportunity against it. Owen Thomas makes a nice move to the backhand. Struggles there as he goes down below the goal line. Had a little too much speed. As now Cam Mecca sends one to the goal. Tried to turn it to the backhand, and he's stripped of control of that puck there. Egan sends one through for Mecca. It goes off his shin guard almost into the open cage. Mecca gets it back. It rides up the wall there. Far side for Avery Pruden. 20 seconds to go on the Kaczynski cross-checking minor. Gators have already scored a goal shorthanded. The Gamecocks are looking to strike back as now here comes Hinton again. Tries to sidestep Tyler Oakley. Gormley's going to play this one free for Pruden. And the Gators showing life here halfway through this second period. Some confusion in the South Carolina zone as who's going to pick this one up. Pruden sends it back off the dasher. Back is Oakley. Stretch pass. Mecca can't hang on to it on his backhand. It goes all the way down for an icing. Penalty time expires. The Gamecocks can't capitalize. In fact, they get a goal against on that power play. Again, Nicholson from Mara. And so a very different hockey game than the one we came into the second period with. Much lower scoring than Friday night's contest, but still a lot of time here. Loose puck in front, almost a brilliant opportunity there for Nick Bellinger as this puck drifts into the near side corner. Florida finding some opportunities for themselves here in the second period. This puck drifts out to neutral territory. Wristed all the way back down, delayed offsides. The Gators touch up. Oakley forced to make a decision. Mara takes him into the boards and takes the puck as well. Oakley's not going to like that one. He gets back in after it. Ronan Egan trying to help his defenseman out. The puck comes free, or it's taken here by Cam Mecca. Bodies a man off the puck, tries to hold on to it. He's taken into the boards there by Williams, but dumps the puck into Alex Siegfried. Siegfried down low, getting in after it. Help arrives in Ronan Egan, but Siegfried getting doubled and now tripled up in the corner. Rob Lawrence with 6:49 to go in the second. Bodied off the puck there. Egan still battling for it. Nicholson going to work it free now for Florida. At center, Bellinger for Nicholson. On sides down the right wing. sidesteps a man. Broken up there nicely by Rob Lawrence. Lawrence, ill-advised play there. Chance back to the Gators. Open net off the goalpost. Parker Mara had a brilliant opportunity to tie this game at 2. Gamecocks back on their heels now. Joe Collega, left wing, sends one on net high and wide. Held in there by Corey Hawkinson. Sent back down under, taken by Harrison Haber. Haber on for Williams. Backhands one past Corey Hawkinson. Ryan McGowan, bit of a blind pass there. Across, and it's taken there by Rob Lawrence. Back for McGowan. He's going to break this puck out himself. Bodies a man, tries to hang on to the puck, but the Gators strip him of control, and finally it's taken out by Mike Bolger. Bolger down the left side. He's got some speed. Heads towards the net. Sends a backhander there. Paddled there by Kyler Maruve. Has some trouble hanging on to it, but he will hang on to it eventually. And so a face-off here with 5:46 to go in the second. It's been all Gators here ever since that shorthanded goal from Nicholson. Crunched into the boards there by Julian Reese is Brennan Carey. Carey's going to send this one across for Kaczynski. Logan Hinton, the intended target of that pass instead. After a collision, it comes back to Julian Reese. Now on for Colin Burke. Burke sends this one back in, icing waved off. Kaczynski back for it, Bolger races in after him. Kaczynski makes the smart play, sends it back down along the goal line there. And now Julian Reese battles for it. There against a big hit against Brendan Carey. And Reese comes away victorious. Tries to curl one into the slot. Reese has the puck, pulls up, shoots one, and scores! Julian Reese, the one-man show. 5:06 to go in the second. Gamecocks get one back. It's 3-1. Goal number 7 on the campaign for Julian Reese. Looking like that one will come unassisted. Luke Rudman will get the lone the lone helper on that one. And so South Carolina regains their 2-goal lead. Question now is how well can they protect it? Far side, Avery Pruden with a collision. Puck in front of the Gator bench, slapped back down low by Kaczynski. Now onwards, played by Coletta. Underneath, receiving help from Brian Owen. Owen gets the stick up around the midsection there of Oakley. Smith able to work the puck out for South Carolina. Icing forthcoming. And so the puck comes 200 feet back down to our right. We knew the complexity of this game would be a little different than it was on Friday night. Much lower scoring. Gators putting up a formidable fight so far in this one. There was about just a 2 or 3 minute span there where the Gamecocks, after that shorthanded goal against, just seemed stunned. And still, they're having a little bit of trouble stringing passes together. This is not typical of these 1920 Carolina Gamecocks. It looked a little bit more of the Gamecocks of the past, who did have some troubles getting out of their own zone, especially in closely contested games like this one. So the mental toughness of this South Carolina club being tested at the moment. Off a turnover, Ben Smith races back, tries to recover for it, but the puck drifts back now for Avery Pruden. To his defensive partner for pretty much the whole season, Tyler Oakley. 2 right-handed defensemen working together, and the Gators still work it free, but this time out off the skates of Ian Powderly. Comes on and across now for Chris Broski. Sends one, a bouncer into the slot area. Taken nicely by Oakley, waits patiently. Sends one off the boards, intended for Ben Smith. Powderly going to race after this one. Icing is called. So all the way back it will come. The lack of communication seems to be the biggest issue right now for South Carolina, especially on those breakout passes. The defenseman clearly knows where he wants to go with the puck, but the winger he chooses to pass it to doesn't know the puck's coming to him. We saw it earlier on. That pass up to Cam Mecca, he wanted it on his forehand. It came in behind him on his backhand. And that time right there, you saw Ben Smith just wasn't ready for that reception. And so a one-time shot in the slot. It bounces right in front of the crease. Gormley had no idea where that puck was, and it's escorted out into Gator territory. No icing. Maruve to play it. Rolling puck. Codolino across there for Broski. It comes now. Mecca on the turnover. Sends one back to his defenseman. Pruden going to give it back over to Mecca. Pitch and catch now with Pruden. Has some trouble handling that one. It bounces loose in the slot. Gormley makes a big save there. And now a couple of Gamecock defensemen end up skating into each other. And now Owen Thomas, a 2-on-1 with Egan. It's Thomas a shot and a big glove save, Maruve. And he'll hang on for a face-off. 2:52 to go in the second. Gamecocks running around in their own end. Not a lot of structure. They get an opportunity back the other way. Owen Thomas thought he had one for sure there, but the glove of Maruve just a little bit faster. Gators win the defensive zone faceoff. It's escorted out up into the chest area of Joe Collega and out towards center now. It's Nicholson. Sends one across for Hinton. Back down low, Hinton with Nicholson underneath Hinton. A centering pass there. Carey can't hang on to it. Parker Mara, big opportunity there. Bouncing puck, they'll swipe away at it. A big hit there. Owen Thomas pops right back up though and pokes that puck out towards center ice. Go back in, delayed offsides. Joe Collega to play it. Collega, long cross ice pass, takes an awkward bounce, ends up in behind Cam Mecca. Parker West, not to be sidestepped that time by Harrison Haber. West streaking out past center ice. Into the Gator zone. West loses control. Has it picked up though. Owen Thomas, nice move to the backhand. It's taken away from him and a bouncing puck settled down in the slot, moved out past the stick of Harrison Haber. Mecca twirling, sends a man down by accident, and again, a pass, and no one really ready for that one. Delayed offsides. And Alan Sirwa looks less than cordial on the Gamecock bench right now. Conversation in the intermission certainly expected to be an interesting one, as the schedule does not get any easier. Gamecocks will have Kennesaw State in a matter of a few weeks. Georgia comes to town as Rob Lawrence plays this one from his backside. It's recycled in there by the Gators. Too far for Ryan McGowan from the point. Codolino into the skates of Siegfried. He goes down. Hawkinson's got the puck, a 2-on-1. Siegfried and Lawrence down the left side. Centering pass there. Big save, Maruve again. He gets across to deny Lawrence. A crowd gathers. A whistle and a face-off here. Maruve appears to be a little shaken up. He'll go for a skate. Dust himself off here and has a face-off in the offensive zone for South Carolina with 1:20 to go. Rob Lawrence can't believe that he didn't score right there. Just a brilliant pass there. Great patience by Corey Hawkinson. Waits around the defender. Gets a pass. It ended up through the blue paint. Would have been an easy tap in there for Rob Lawrence, but Maruve was ready for that one. Fantastic move from his right to his left. A collision there on the near side. Bolger has the puck as far as center. He'll send this one back in where it can be played there by Codolino. Brennan Carey. And now back for Kaczynski. Kaczynski up now for Mara. Down the right side, sends one at center ice for Hinton. Hinton takes a quick shot and a blocker save there by Gormley. Punches that one out to the far side. Sent back in. Carey, and now a chance back the other way for South Carolina. Bolger with Reese offsides. It's delayed. They'll have a chance to touch up here. Bolger and Reese just couldn't pick that puck up. Under 1 minute to go here in the second period. Mara makes a nice move, tries to sidestep a man. Nicholson the shot, ends up on goal. Gormley makes the save. A pileup of bodies in front, but the puck stays in front of the goal line. 37 seconds to go. More of a tightly contested game here tonight, this morning. Again, morning hockey, not exactly something we're used to. But it should be noted that the Gamecocks are 1-0 in Sunday morning starts. That Sunday morning start against Coastal Carolina. It was all the way back in September. It seems like years ago now. Just about a month. That was Liam Gormley's first win. And now Mecca brings it on ahead for Thomas. That shot stick save there by Kyler Maruve again into the glove. And again, 28 seconds. We get a face-off at one end, a quick opportunity all the way down at the other, a whistle, and another face-off ensues. That may be the difference in this game, and the reason behind it's a much lower scoring game. We've had more stoppage, more breakups in between the plays. Kind of segments it and gets it a little harder to gain any sort of continuity. Gormley out of his net to play that one. He'll leave it for Hunter Jackal. Jackal off the turnover, hitting a loose puck in front, a backhand and an open cage for Nicholson. He couldn't tuck it home. Nicholson still with it. 5 seconds to go. Taken to the boards there by Collega. Finally it comes loose and time expires here. The Gamecocks. And he got away with one there. Alan Sirwash shakes his head on the Gamecock bench. He'll have a most likely unpleasant conversation for his team as they get into the locker room. 3-1 the score after 40 minutes. The Gamecocks are on top, but the Gators are showing some fight here. They're getting back into it. They've got one, a shorthanded goal off the stick of Nicholson, who almost had a second there down to our right just moments ago. We'll step aside and we'll come back a little bit before the third period to give you a bit of a recap here on the Capital City Sports Network. And it is all presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. Just about ready to go here for the third period. South Carolina and Florida. Gamecocks on top 3-1 going into this one, thanks to Matt Owen, Ronan Egan, Julian Reese. The lone goal scorer here for Florida, Connor Nicholson. No carryover power plays or penalties. Empty penalty boxes across from us. Gamecocks outshot Florida 10-5 through that first period. Still waiting on the shots through the second period. But a clean sheet of ice here in the third. Head coach Alan Searwalk talked about the Gamecocks being a little lax mentally at the end of that period. And so now here's a chance. Ronan Egan sends one just wide. Good opportunity off the hop. Egan gets a follow-up chance he tried to tap home. Some speed and some fight here from the Gamecocks to start the third. Avery Pruden, that puck drifting back on now for Ronan Egan. He gets taken into the boards where the puck comes to Owen Thomas. Below the goal line, out now. Oakley's shot knocked down on the way. It comes in behind out where it could be chopped back by Egan. And now Mecca's pass into the empty slot area drifts on back for Pruden. Recovers there nicely, and a good poke check there from Harrison Haber. Almost a dangerous play from South Carolina. Egan sends that one on. It's stopped by the goal stick of Kyler Maruve. And now Haber sends this one on back. Ryan McGowan races back for South Carolina. Icing is called. So 50 seconds gone in the third period of this game. Gamecocks looking to remain undefeated here on home ice and in their season in general. Matt Owen to take the draw. Ben Smith lined up directly behind him. The puck does come to Smith, and he sends one high into the glass behind Maruve. Haber to get it. Breakout pass. Goes wide. In front of the Gamecock bench, icing waved off. McGowan back to play it. He's on the ice with Colin Burke, his defensive partner. McGowan bodied off the puck there by Mara. Mara, the centering pass for Hinton. A nice hit by Ben Smith to deny him a chance. Powderly has some trouble with that puck. He's able to chop it as far as center. Kaczynski sends this one back. Mara taken to the boards there by Burke. Tempo up here right now between South Carolina and Florida. It's Mara able to pick the puck out in the slot area. Still going in on goal. Big save by Gormley. The rebound comes just wide, and now it pops all the way into the corner. Ben Smith touches this one, a delayed penalty. And so through all that, a hooking call. Ian Powderly going to sit for 2 minutes. And the Gamecocks find themselves shorthanded here. Just 90 seconds into this third period. So as we write that one down in the books, Ian Powderly spent a considerable amount of time in the penalty box on Friday night. Had a 2 and a 10 for a dust-up in front of his own net. Now a shot there, stick save by Gormley. Harrison Haber, the denied party on that one. Haber watches patiently here, sends this one back down low. Parker West hustles back to get this one. Joe Collega boxes out Nicholson. And the puck shoveled all the way back around for Julian Reese, who gets it free to Mike Bolger. A 2-on-1 develops. Guess who? Bolger to Reese. Back for Bolger. Nice defensive play. Sliding across the ice was Kaczynski to deny Bolger. And now Haber sends one a turnover for Reese. Bolger stretches to get that puck. He's able to get it now back with speed. He comes with Reese, except this time not an odd man rush. Maruve makes the stick save. Collega. Parker West gets taken into the boards. He couldn't keep that puck on the friendly side of the blue line. And so with 1:19 to go on the hooking minor to Ian Powderly, the faceoff comes in neutral territory. That jump is back in the step of the Gamecocks, or at least in the step of Julian Reese and Mike Bolger. The Gators win this one back. A little more than half the time remaining on their power play. Hawkinson, a steal in behind the goal. One hands one on net. It's loose right there in front of the net. Taken by a Williams, D-to-D pass. The breakout now. Hinton intercepted though. Luke Rudman stepping into the zone. Makes a nice move here. Gamecocks got to be careful. They're sending two forwards in below the blue line while shorthanded. Avery Pruden and Tyler Oakley wait patiently at the red line. Sneaking in behind them is Nicholson. Trying to set up somewhat of a home run pass here, but Mara skates it out from behind his own goal, and he does find Nicholson. Has some trouble receiving that puck. He skates out wide on Pruden. Nice stick check there Bloomsburg, PA native Avery Pruden gets this one all the way out and down. Racing back to get this one is Brennan Carey. Carey across for Williams, cross ice pass redirected there, right into the feet of Tyler Oakley. Has a little trouble with this one, sends it off the high glass, all the way back down to play it, Kyler Maruve. Away from the forechecking Luke Rudman. Nichols drops this one off. We're going to be picked up by Mara. Mara into the zone. Over for Nichols. Has the lone Gator goal in this one. Nicholson back for Williams. Looks down low. 3 seconds on the penalty. Powderly out of the penalty box. Solid breakup of that play by Luke Rudman. Bouncing puck settled down. Oakley sends this one ahead. Intended for Ronan Egan. He steps on the ice right when Powderly went to the bench. So the Gamecocks get another penalty kill here. They remain 3 for 3. Out through center ice, Owen Thomas has it. He gathers speed into the zone. Thomas tries to make a move, curl around a defenseman. He can't do it, though. Thomas gets sent down behind the play. And another penalty forthcoming here, this time to the Gators. That contact in behind the play will send, like John Codolino, to the box. Gamecocks to the power play. Second trip to the box here for Codolino. That call in behind the play. So Codolino in the box there. We'll wait to see the official booking in the slot here. Power play opportunity, Ronan Egan. He gets shut down there by Maruve. So we finally gotten the shots here. Through 2 periods, the Gamecocks outshot Florida 7-6 in that second period, 17-11 total. A roughing call to Codolino, the official booking. So it's Burke at the point now. Gamecocks' third power play of the game. Sent on goal there, just high towards the net by Owen Thomas. It's not able to be held in on the backhand by Burke, and now racing back shorthanded, a chance for Haber against Gormley. Stops it, a big save by Gormley. Not once, but twice he denied the rebound too. Second shorthanded opportunity for the Gators in this game, and Gormley shuts the door. Now back on the power play. Thomas dishes that one on across. He thought Mecca was behind him. Gators send this one down the ice. Bouncing puck stopped by Joe Collega. Collega decides to bring this one into the zone himself. He loses control. Owen Thomas, now fresh from the bench, joining the play is Ryan McGowan. Thomas, center point. Down for Egan at the hash mark. Sends one through the goal mouth, intended for Cam Mecca. And now it slowly rolls back for McGowan. 58 seconds to go on the man advantage for South Carolina. Sent one, cross ice, intended for Thomas. Gamecock power play. In front for Egan, a shot save made by Maruve. He kicked it out with a left pad. McGowan holds. Down low for Mecca. Sends one towards the net, hit the goalpost. They've gotten a piece of Maruve's equipment as well, but the puck stays out. Now Thomas the shot, knocked down. Maruve the save again. Loose to the side of the goal, taken by Egan. 30 seconds to go. Egan sends one up high. He had room up and over the shoulder of Maruve, but it drifts all the way back down. 4 of the 5 Gamecock power play. Able to get to the bench for a change. McGowan stays on, sends one off the boards. Kaczynski backhands it free, now Powderly. Fresh from the bench, Hawkinson with Smith going towards the net. Hawkinson sends one goal mouth, intended for Ben Smith. It ends up wide now. West in the slot for Hawkinson, loose at the side of the net. Ian Powderly spins away. Final few seconds here on the man advantage. A sliding block there by Kaczynski. McGowan's got to hustle back here. Almost a perfect pass there, but it goes too far for Nicholson, and McGowan's going to get a penalty here. McGowan had to wait for Nicholson to get the puck, and he never did. Gamecocks can't touch the puck up. Diving block. One of the Gators is hurt on the play, and now finally, as we've got players sliding all over the place, a pair of Gators pick themselves up. Parker West for South Carolina back to his feet now. And so, through all of that, another power play coming up here this time. Ryan McGowan to the box for interference. Off the offensive zone draw, the Gators have it. They'll work it from the half wall. It's Mara. Mara watched closely by Julian Reese and Avery Pruden. Now center point, Codolino sends one and he scores! John Codolino on the power play. Sends one off the post and in. 13:32 to go in the third period. The Gators are back within one. So the Gamecocks relinquish that 2-goal lead for the second time here tonight. Matt Owen, centers Alex Siegfried and Luke Rudman. Alan Sirois has mixed up the lines here. Not thrilled with the result he's gotten from the lines to begin the game. Codolino on the power play. Gamecocks buckle for the first time on the penalty kill in this weekend series. So the deficit now is 1. Parker West lost a glove and his balance in the corner. West going to play without that glove. Now Matt Owen breaks ahead for South Carolina. Rudman can't hang on to it. Now Nicholson back the other way. Odd man rush negated now. He sidesteps Parker West. Nicholson sends one on goal. Gormley makes the save, and the puck goes too far for Hinton. Siegfried taken into the stanchion there. His head made contact with the glass. He's all right, though. He gets in after it. Forechecking Luke Rudman. Off his skate. Back in behind. The Gators have some hope here. At center ice, Joe Collega intercepts. Siegfried tries to get back to touch up. He does. And Collega sends that one off the glove there of Kyler Maruve. And this one slapped all the way back down. Icing waved off. They'll say Colin Burke touched it. Gorley to stop the puck in behind his own net. Collega to restart. Colin Burke a passing option. And now Ronan Egan swings. They'll try to get that stretch pass. It's shut down there by Luke Rudman. Off of Rudman's backside. And now it picked up off the boards by Egan. Right wing, Ronan Egan into the slot. Fermecca, nice move to the backhand, trying to go towards the net. He's shut down, though. Underneath, Fermecca. Now for Owen Thomas, working it out of the corner, battling for it. Loose puck pops around in front off a few skates. Now it's finally taken up and escorted out here by Harrison Haber. Haber curls around McGowan, has some speed, gets down towards the goal line, sends one in front. Owen Thomas picks up that loose puck, though, sends it off the boards. McGowan rolling out towards the point. It's cycled back in by the goal scorer, Codolino. Harrison Haber against Colin Burke. Both men go down. Burke plays it with a glove. It's picked up by the Gators, and now regained control is Ronan Egan. Owen Thomas through center, down the right wing, lowers the shoulder, sends one towards the net, hit the stick of Codolino. It bounces up in the glass. Taken there by the Gators. Codolino sends this one out. Mecca goes down to keep it. Solid play there at the blue line. Owen Thomas has to retreat back towards neutral territory and try to get another opportunity here for South Carolina. McGowan's been out there for a long time. Finally hustles back towards the bench. Fresh defensive unit on now. It's Oakley and Pruden for Alan Sirois' Gamecocks. And out of this one, the Gators carry out of their own zone. A collision there. Mecca and Owen Thomas, they've been out there for a while. Bouncing puck settled down by Pruden. It rolls back down low. Harrison Haber, Ryan Williams, and now past the glove of Pruden. As Tyler Oakley drifting back to control. Sends this one up for Pruden. Going to dish this one off to Luke Rudman. A collision at center ice. Nicholson is down. Pruden sends one towards the net, redirected by Bolger. Just inches wide of that back goalpost. Gray line on now. Reese, Bolger, and Rudman. Rudman creates a turnover there. Nice work against Nicholson. They'll work it back out to the point in Pruden. That shot blocked there by the stick of Nicholson. It rolls back into the corner where Julian Reese collides with Parker Mara. Loose in front, though. It's Rudman. Sharp angle shot. Maruve makes the save. Rebound down below. Centering pass there for Reese. Puck is loose. Reese is on top of the goaltender. And now Williams further pushes Reese on top of his own netminder. Play is stopped. 10:14 to go in the third period. Understandable that Williams is unhappy with the collision with his own goaltender, but a little curious as to why he continues to push Julian Reese on top of his goaltender. Out of all this, it doesn't look like we'll get any penalties, but that has remained to be seen. So no penalties, full-on unit change for both clubs here. Matt Owen back out there with Ben Smith and Ian Powderly. Joe Collega paired with Hunter Jackal. And so off the draw, Kaczynski sends it around for Mara. Can't get a solid touch on it. Hunter Jackal has the official to contend with. And now Mara has it on for the Gators. Out to the right side, watched closely there by Hunter Jackal. Sends one off the backside of the cage there. Under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Joe Collega takes him into the boards, pulls him off there. Hinton goes down, but Collega collects the puck. Ben Smith, nice quick breakout pass off of Matt Owen and Ian Powderly. Can't work it through center ice. Nicholson still with it. Shovels one on the backhand wide of the net. Hunter Jackal to receive him. Jackal goes down, got a stick tangled up in his skates. Play continues. The officials are letting him play here. Ian Powderly carries it out here, gathering speed through the neutral zone. Two Gators come close to him. He's able to just chip the puck past. Kaczynski swats it away from him. It's rifled all the way back down. That pass too far for Nicholson. Icing and another stoppage here. Tides have changed here a little bit. The Gators trying to get those long stretch passes. They've connected on numerous occasions. The Gamecocks having trouble getting out of their own zone still. Not quite as catastrophic as it was in that second period. But still not ideal. Not the execution that Cam Mecca, Alan Sirwa, and all the leaders on this Gamecock team are looking for. Breakout pass, the Gators have it. They've dominated puck possession so far through the latter half of the second and into the early stages of this third period. But now here's a chance for Rob Lawrence. Has some speed there. Caught the Gators in the midst of a line change. They'll drop it off for Corey Hawkinson. Curls around a man, goes underneath the goal line. Drifting back out now towards the blue line. He'll double back now. Hawkinson still with it. Bouncing puck settled down in the slot. Hawkinson. Puck control clinic put on now by Corey Hawkinson. Still with it. Hawkinson goes down a little awkwardly. He gets tangled up there with Nick Bellinger. Out of the corner. Siegfried goes down. Can't hang on to it. Hawkinson gets the puck back. Takes it away from Bellinger again. Hawkinson in the slot. Can't get to it. A little too much there from Corey Hawkinson. D-to-D pass. Burke has some trouble with it. He sends it back for McGowan, who has equally as much trouble. McGowan. Gamecocks get tied up in front of their own net. They're finally just able to drift that puck out towards center ice. It goes off of an official, off of Cam Mecca. And now he'll cycle this one up to Rob Lawrence. Lawrence, cross-ice pass, intercepted though. Mecca gets it right back with some speed. Mecca sends one on net, save made by Maruve. It bounces off the boards, and now Egan sends one, that one intended for Cam Mecca, but it goes wide now and played underneath by Chris Broski. One-goal hockey game here on a Sunday morning. That 6-goal deficit the Gamecocks sported 2 nights ago, not the case here. Cam Mecca spins off a check, sends one towards the net. It pops up into the netting. And a face-off ensuing here, indicated in the Gator zone. Some frustration on the Gamecock bench here. Assistant coach John Kochlenberg spent some time at NC State and in junior leagues across America. Played a defensive defenseman role and has some conversation with his defenseman on the bench. And out of all this, the Gators try to bring this out of the zone. Owen Thomas hauls a man down. He gets the puck, though. Thomas tries to send one through for Egan. Now Mecca gets it in the slot. Save made by Maruve again. Off the blocker there. Mecca again in the slot, and Maruve got the glove on it. Off the glass. Gamecocks are knocking on the doorstep. Kyler Maruve's holding it shut. Gators break in. 2 men come together to hit Hinton. Avery Pruden contends with Mara in behind the Gamecock net. Gamecocks want to hold, they won't get it. Tyler Oakley on that rolling puck, gets tattooed into the boards there. And now the puck can be controlled by Jake Dima. On a cross, pass intended for Hinton. And now Oakley, breakout. Egan down the right side. He's got Bolger with some speed. Egan pulls up, shoots one. It's knocked down. Hit the skate of Williams on the way. With the puck now is Williams, but Gator intercepts. Luke Rudman down low for Bolger. Bolger underneath patiently. Waiting for an option. He finds Hunter Jackal, who gives it right back to him. And the bouncing puck rolls back through. On for Luke Rudman. Now, side of the net, Egan. Loses his footing a little bit here. It's Bolger, and now 2 Gators collide in the slot. Delayed penalty. They're going to send Luke Rudman off. So through all of that, cycling and offensive opportunity, Luke Rudman in the penalty box. Gamecocks find themselves shorthanded. I was looking elsewhere. I was looking towards that far side to try and follow the puck. Could not see what exactly was going on in the center, in the slot area. I saw the two Gator players collide. I didn't see Rudman's involvement in it. But again, you at home can go back and watch that as many times as you like. You can tell us. So a cross check to Luke Rudman. Another power play opportunity here for the Gators. A power play goal got them to 3-2. Now a long shot goes wide of Gormley off the stick of John Codolino. And so now Kaczynski plays it back. Special teams are a lifeline of some sorts for the Gators here in this one. Kaczynski, the defenseman, plays it now for Mara. Right-handed shot, backhands one through the slot area. Bouncing puck can't be handled by the goal scorer, Codolino. And now drifting on through center, Julian Reese applying some pressure back with Mike Bolger. Trying to force Kaczynski into a mistake, they do. Bolger back for Burke, and now for McGowan. Cross ice, Julian Reese. Sending one, and one of the Gators lost a stick. It bounces in the near side corner. A collection of players and Mike Bolger able to strip his man of the puck. Bolger below the net. Takes a man into the boards and just trying to cause as much confusion as possible. Far side taken away by Julian Reese. Solid hip check there by Parker West, and Reese rims this one all the way around as the penalty clock ticks down to 48 seconds. Luke Rudman, one of the better penalty killers for the Gamecocks, the man in the box. As now Mara takes Joe Collega into the boards, rather. Parker West in front. Nicholson a shot. Solid diving block by Hawkinson, and Collega able to bang this one out into neutral territory. Kaczynski and Kyler Maruve racing way out to play that puck. And now a turnover. It's Hawkinson all alone, shorthanded. Hawkinson scores! Corey Hawkinson shorthanded roofs one over Kyler Maruve, and the Gamecocks strike back with a shorthanded goal of their own. .22 seconds left on the minor penalty to Luke Rudman. 4:50 left in the third period. And a spirit crusher of some sorts here for the Gators. Unassisted goal, shorthanded for Corey Hawkinson. So off this one, Avery Pruden has to send this one all the way back down. Maruve is going to stop that one too. Final 10 seconds on the penalty to Luke Rudman. Nick Bellinger tries to get something going here. Ronan Egan intercepts at the red line. Rudman's out of the box. Egan has the puck, sends it on through. Mecca taps this one ahead for Avery Pruden. Battling for it down low. Owen Thomas, sharp angle shot off the outside of the cage. May have gotten Kyler Maruve as well. Underneath, off the skate of an official, Ronan Egan sends one intended for Owen Thomas, but Egan gets it back. Underneath, Cam Mecca. Centering one off the stick of Maruve. It drifts on back to the point in Avery Pruden. Mecca spins off his check. It's Williams still battling for it underneath. Mecca gets after it, picks it up, stops, loses the puck, and loses his footing as well. As this one spun away from him by Aiden Maruve. Owen Thomas back for his captain here. One-time shot by Egan, couldn't connect. And so it's taken out now with some speed by Bellinger. And off the turnover, Avery Pruden goes in behind Gormley's net. Owen Thomas on the breakout. Sent out all the way down. Icing will be called here. 3:21 left in the third period. South Carolina, their third instance of a 2-goal lead in this one. If you're just with us, the goal scoring goes a little something like this. Matt Owen kicked it off a little under halfway through the first period. Ronan Egan added one of his own. And then Nicholson got Florida on the board, Julian Reese. And then Codolino's power play goal as this puck goes out of play. And Corey Hawkinson's most recent goal gets us to 4-2. Hawkinson and Nicholson, the two shorthanded goals. One power play goal belonging to John Codolino. So special teams having an impact on 3 of the 6 goals scored in this game. Colin Burke one-hands this one back. Hunter Jackal picks it up, sends it on for Ben Smith, who's able to backhand it out as far as his own blue line. Kaczynski on the drop back, sends this one off the boards. Now bouncer settled down at the red line. Sent in on goal by Ben Smith. Maruve makes the save. Smith gets in after it, trying to force the Gators into a mistake here. And off the rim all the way around, Powderly holds one in, sends one in front. Ben Smith all alone, leaves it for Matt Owen, and a solid defensive play by Kaczynski to break up that pass. Powderly and Matt Owen, they can't hang it into the Gators zone. So the Gators chip this one all the way back out past Hunter Jackal. Icing waved off. Smith taken down behind the play. It continues as we approach 2.5 to go in the third period. A 2-goal lead for South Carolina. Back at even strength here after some back and forth penalties between these two clubs. Bolger chips this one up in the air. Powderly sends it for Bolger, the one-time shot, and Maruve got over to stop that one. Breakout pass too far. Icing waved off behind the play. Ian Powderly looked like he was going to have a dance partner there for a second in Harrison Haber. They separate. As now Powderly heads towards the bench, the puck rolls into Gamecock territory. 2 minutes to go. Mara tangles with Collega. Centering pass there off the outside of the cage. A quick shot off a Hinton stick. Out towards the point, held in by Ryan Williams. Rudman comes up to move that puck as far as the blue line. Couple of men go down. Bolger escorts this one free. Looks for Joe Collega. And now a 2-on-1 develops here. Almost. Parker West didn't quite have the angle he wanted there. Kyler Maruve still in his net down to our right. 90 seconds left. A 2-goal deficit the Gators will try to overcome. And they'll rule a hand pass here. So the faceoff will come down even more. So after a combined 12 goals in Friday night's contest, with 1 minute and 27 to go in the third period, we sit at 6 total. Bit more of a typical hockey score here, and a timeout called by the Gators. Head coach Mike Marcinkiewicz will draw something up to try and get his team back in this one. Gators at risk of falling below 500 after they started out a bit of a rough ride early on in this campaign. A pair of losses to FAU. They beat Tennessee, they beat Florida State among some of their contests. They entered the series with South Carolina with a 4-3 record. 4-4 after Friday night's loss. And the Gamecocks 6-0 after picking up 2 points against Florida. Looking to go for number 7 here. While not a lot of time remains, it is enough. As we saw, perfect example of that. About 1.5 minutes into the Gamecock home opener, they scored 3 against Vanderbilt. For Florida, in this remaining 1 minute and 27 seconds, call it 1.5 minutes, 2 goals would tie the game, 3 would secure a lead. Alan Sirois demonstrating that defense is the way to victory here through these final few seconds. Cam Mecca, a hard battle engages. Owen Thomas has it, breaking in off sides. Frustration there from Thomas, who had himself a night on Friday. Unable to find his way into the scoring column so far tonight, but Thomas, the scorer of 2 goals and an assist. A little more than about 48 hours ago. And another face-off. Officials having some additional instructions here for Nicholson and Owen Thomas as they tangle. And now the puck is dropped. Gators go D-to-D. Kaczynski sending this one ahead past Hinton. Prudent and Mecca will take this one, circle back in. Gain the red line, dump it all the way around. Maruve goes for a tumble in behind the goal. Tried to center that one. Mecca's got it. Maruve regains his net, makes a save there. Shaken up on the play is Avery Pruden. He goes towards the bench. His replacement, Joe Collega, and now a delayed penalty. Gators touch it up. And Ronan Egan has some words here for Mara. Gamecocks will go back to the power play here with 49 seconds. Some more conversations result. Tripping the call to Parker Mara. So the Gamecock power play will get presumably their last try of the contest. But Cam Mecca in the box as well. That's a recent development. We'll skate 5-on-5 here. Or we think we'll skate 5-on-5. Always some level of confusion. Now the face-off will be in the neutral zone. 4 Gamecocks on the ice, 5 Gators. And now the 5th Gator goes off. But they want 5-on-5. So there's the confusion here. The officials are saying 5-on-5. Both benches think they're going to skate 4-on-4. So now the 5th Gamecock comes on and the 5th Gator comes back on. Now we can play. 49 seconds to go. The confusion's been sorted out. Egan's in the box, rather, not Mecca. Mecca's got the puck, though, in the slot. Save made by Maruve. The quick shot by Owen Thomas. He shakes his head a little bit. And so 44 seconds remain. Face-off will come down to our right. Egan getting tagged with an unsportsmanlike conduct minor. But Cam Mecca looking to extend that goal streak to 7 games. He's only got a few more seconds to do it. He's got a point, so his point-scoring streak can continue, but Mecca loose in the slot area. Owen Thomas controls down low with 30 seconds to go in this one. Cam Mecca kicks it ahead. Taken there by Kaczynski. Doubling up on him are Owen Thomas and Cam Mecca. That puck going to drift out towards center ice. Colin Burke back with Joe Collega. Burke sends this one up for Cam Mecca. Julian Reese on the ice now. In the slot area. Bodies a man off the puck. It drifts back to Burke. He'll be content to just send this one towards the net. That one hit Kaczynski in the skate. And Maruve makes the save. So as Owen Thomas touches this one, the clock touches zeros. And the South Carolina Gamecocks get both games against Florida. They improve 7-0 on the season. Perfect on home ice, perfect on the road. Perfect start to the month of October. Well, this game, a little far from perfect. It had its ups and its downs. The Gamecocks falling asleep, for lack of a better phrase, in the latter part of the second period, but some solid penalty killing towards the end of it. Corey Hawkinson, the shorthanded goal, was the kind of the put-away play of this one. But a lot of lessons to be taken from this one, and especially from a team that you beat 9-3 the night before. The important lesson to learn is don't expect to beat them 9-3 the next time. 4-2 our final score. Gamecocks learning here to, well, respect the opponent, if you will, because the opponents get tougher and tougher. As we said, Kennesaw State coming up, Georgia coming up, Georgia Tech coming up. All important wins if the Gamecocks are to make the SEC tournament come February. The next game for South Carolina will come next weekend, a weekend series from Knoxville. We will travel. We'll bring you that game. It'll be an audio call. We won't be able to bring any cameras with us. It'll just, well, for the truth of it, it'll just be me by myself at that one. But we will bring you all the action from Knoxville. But for now, from Irmo, the Gamecocks take down the Gators. Improved to 7-0 on the season. 4-2 your final score from Irmo. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, both this morning and on Friday night. Good night, Carolina. Good afternoon, whatever you want to say. We'll see you next time here on the Capital City Sports Network. I'm Dillon Clark, and forever to thee.
You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.